Good morning, students. So in today's video, I'll discuss about the group function. In the previous video, I discussed about the update update command. Okay, so we saw that in the update command we use the update keyword along with the set keyword and the where clause. So the set clause and the where the where clause was optional based on the query questions, right? So we have the group functions. Okay, so group functions, aggregate functions. Okay, they are based on, okay, groups of rows. So the data collected are on base of rows. Here we have the following group functions that are used. This is actually very easy to be executed. Okay, so here you have the group functions such as like count. Okay, which actually returns the number of rows. Okay, which returns the number of rows. That means it calculates how many rows of data are there and gives the number of that rows. So it's like counting the number of characters in the string manipulation function type. Okay, and then we have the sum function. Okay, which returns the sum, the average functions which returns the average, max which will return the maximum, and min which will return the minimum. Okay, so as you can see that they are called as functions. That's why you can see that here this is the function name, and you can see that here it is denoted by this bracket parenthesis. Okay, so that's why this is how you this parenthesis denotes that this is a function. So just like in function chapter. Okay, so this is the function name, and whatever is enclosed within this parenthesis, okay, that the function will execute. So here you can see that the attributes or the column names, okay, they act like the variables. Okay, so uh, so the functions passes the argument or the parameters, you may say, as the variables, right? So these functions will execute on the variable or the value that is assigned to that particular variable. Okay, so the first one you can see is the average function. So in the average function, okay, it calculates the average of a particular group of rows in a table. So all the rows that are in a table are actually a group. Okay, they are assigned as one group only. So if you have to so the query is actually quite simple. So in this case, if you can see that to select the average salary of the employees, that means the average salary from the employee table. Okay, so all the salary of the employees will be calculated to uh, to get the average. So the query is quite simple. Select, okay, avg. So this is the function name. Okay, and within the parentheses you can see that the column name is mentioned. So here this can act as your variable name. So whatever data is in this column, salary column, okay, that average will be calculated by this average function. So from which table? From the teacher table. So this will show the output as this, the average salary. Okay, so you can see that the query is quite simple. Okay, always remember that be it the column name or the function name should be written after the select keyword. Okay, before the from clause. You have the max function which will generate the maximum value. So when the query is, okay, to select the maximum, okay, select max salary from teacher. So this will display the maximum salary of which teacher. Okay, so if you want to know, suppose like who is getting this, you can also write select, okay, t name comma max salary from teacher. So that will display the teacher name also, and that will display this maximum salary column, this row also. So that particular teacher, how much he is getting or how much she is getting. Okay, so this is how you use the max function. Similarly, you can also use the min function, okay, to find out which teacher is getting the minimum salary. Okay, now it's not only about the salary, okay, column, but you can calculate different others columns also, but it has to be based on aggregate function because the data, because here you can see that this is mostly related with arithmetic values. Okay, so sum, average, max, mean, and so on. Okay, so next you have is the sum. So this will calculate the total sum of all the salaries of the teacher. So when it's written here select sum, salary from teacher. Okay, this will calculate the total salary of the teachers. Okay, you have next is your count function. Okay, now this count function, what it does is it counts the number of rows from the table and then gives out in terms of numbers, integer values. Okay, so here if you have to count how many teachers uh, are there present. Okay, so what you can do is that select count. Okay, t name from teacher. As you can see that using this count function, okay, you have mentioned the column t name. Okay, but it does not give out the answer, does not give out, it does not give out the teacher's name. Okay, it does not give out the teacher's name, but it gives what it does is it actually counts how many teachers are present, and then it displays the number of teachers that are present in that particular table. Okay, now this count function can be used with other clause also. Okay, it can be used with other clause also. So it can include both null and distinct uh, values also. Okay, so in the case of when we use this asterisk symbol with the count clause, okay, like in this example, select count within the bracket asterisk from teacher. Okay, so this star, as you know, that it will display all the columns and all the data that are in the teacher's table, right? So when you say select count star from teacher, okay, it this what it will do is that it will display the number of all the number of rows that are present. Okay, that it will include even the null values also. Okay, that will include even the null values and even the duplicate rows also. Okay, so you'll get the total number of rows that are present in that particular teacher table when you mention the asterisk count. Okay, however, if you want some distinct values, like you want say like to remove the null values, or the distinct, you want to display the distinct values, in that case, okay, suppose like count function can be used with the null keywords also. Like in this case, okay, see, select count salary from teacher. Now this will display the salary of those teacher. Here you are getting 14, but the actual is 17, right? Okay, now in this case you can see that T02, T16 and T17. Okay, in the teachers table, they don't have the salary. Their salary column is null. Okay, their salary column is null. So when that particular column is used with the count function, okay, since the salary in the salary column, three teachers out of the 70 teachers, three teachers salary column data is null. That's why it is displaying only 14 numbers. Okay, if suppose it was written select count t name from teacher, then in that case it will display 17. Okay, or in the case of suppose like department also, it will display 17, but only in the case of the salary column. Okay, since salary column three teachers data is null, is blank. Okay, that's why when you mention select count salary from teacher, then it displays only 14. The null values are not displayed. Okay, the null data the are not displayed, so you get the value 14. Okay, similarly with the distinct also. Now if you write like this, okay, select count department number from teacher, you see that it will display 17. Okay, because for every teacher there's one department. The department may be repeated also. Okay, so this is like it displays all the duplicated department numbers also. Okay, but if you want only select the distinct department number, no duplicated department number. In that case, you have to use the distinct clause along with the count. Okay. Now you can when you have to use the distinct clause, you have to mention this distinct keyword within the bracket of the column name also. Okay. You cannot write down outside. Okay. Like in this case, if you write like this, select distinct count department number from teacher, then you'll get the answer 17. Okay, but if you have to use the distinct clause in the right way, then you have to write select count within the bracket distinct department number, because distinct keyword is used with a column. Okay, which column, from which column you want distinct values, so that has to be mentioned. In that case, you get the answer 5. So that means there are only 5 distinct department numbers. Okay, so similarly, select count distinct salaries. So here also, okay, those distinct salaries means, okay, you're getting the value 12. That means out of 17 teachers, okay, 5 of the teachers are getting same salaries. Okay, so same salary numbers. That's why you're getting only the value 12. Okay, so similarly, you can also calculate the aggregate. That means the annual, okay, that means salary into 12 from teachers. So this way you are able to calculate the aggregate salaries uh, using these aggregate functions, okay, these group functions and so on. Okay, so for today, this will be these group functions, okay, and then next class we'll discuss about the other clause, that is having clause. Okay, I'll upload a link for you or for the group file. Okay, so from there you get a better understanding about from the practical program wise. Okay, so that will be all for today. Okay, just make sure that you practice on these group functions, okay, as much as possible, and mostly on the update keywords also. Okay.